I need to tell you about something that happened to me. I was scrolling through my phone, minding my own business, when I saw it. The trailer, the new HBO Max Harry Potter series trailer. And I, a 52-year-old woman who has seen some things, who has been through 2 marriages, 3 children, multiple burnouts, a benefits tribunal, and more panic attacks than I can count, sat on my bed in my rented room, door locked, and I cried. Not a delicate single tear down the cheek. Oh, that's lovely cry. A full, ugly, gasping, where are my tissues, my face is leaking cry. Goosebumps. Actual physical goosebumps from my arms to the back of my neck, like my entire nervous system was saying, yes, this is what I need. The music, the castle, the little first year students in their robes looking terrified and hopeful, the glimpse of the great hall with its floating candles and its enchanted ceiling, the whisper of Hedwig's theme. That melody that has been etched into my soul since 2001. I was gone. I was absolutely, completely, utterly gone. I was 22 again, watching the first film in a cinema, not knowing that this story would become the scaffolding of my mental health for the next 2 decades. I was a child discovering magic for the first time. I was a grandmother thinking about my beautiful Archie, who's nearly 5, and how one day I'll get to watch this with him and he'll see a world where being different is not just accepted, but celebrated. And I thought, I need to talk about this. Not just about the trailer, which is magnificent, and we'll get to that, but about what it means to have a comfort story, what it means to be a neurodivergent adult who has used Harry Potter as an emotional support blanket for decades, what it means to see something you love, something that has held you together through the worst moments of your life being given new life, new depth, and new magic. Hello, I'm Jenny, 52, lifelong anxiety waiting for ADHD and autism assessments. I have watched the Harry Potter films literally hundreds of times. I have read the books until the spines cracked. I have used The Prisoner of Azkaban as a panic attack recovery tool, and I have just watched a 2-minute trailer that made me feel more hope than I felt in months. Grab a cuppa, let's talk about it, and if you also cried, you're in very good company. Whew. Let me walk you through this, what I saw, because I need to process this, and you're going to have to come with me. The trailer opens and I'm already gone. It's already over. The first note of the music hits and I'm a puddle on the floor. We see Hogwarts, not the film's Hogwarts. Familiar, but slightly different, slightly more detailed, slightly more lived in. It's the same castle, but it's been given a fresh coat of magic. The turrets, the viaduct, the black lake glinting in the moonlight. It's home. It's the home I've been visiting in my head for 20 years. And it sounds beautiful. Then we see the first years. Tiny little 11-year-olds in their brand new robes looking up at the castle with that expression of sheer, unfiltered terror and wonder. And I'm gone again. Because I remember that feeling. Not of going to Hogwarts, obviously. Sadly, my letter never arrived. I'm still waiting. I think the owl must have got lost. But of discovering the story, of being an adult in my late 20s and reading about this boy who was different, who was strange, who didn't fit in, and who found a place where he belonged. Those little first years are all of us. They're every neurodivergent kid who ever felt out of place. They're every anxious adult who's ever longed for a world that made sense. They're me at 7, at 12, at 22, at 52. We get a glimpse of the teachers. McGonagall, stern and magnificent. Dumbledore, twinkling and slightly terrifying. Snape, looming in the shadows. And I realise we're going to get more of them. more backstory, more depth, more time with the characters we've loved for decades. The films were brilliant, but they had too much, way too much cut out of them. The series has room to breathe, room to explore, room to give us the full, rich, complicated world that lives in the books. And then, this is the bit that actually made me sob out loud. We saw the trio. Harry, Ron, and Hermione. Just a flash, just a glimpse, but they're so young. They're so small, they're babies, and I realise we're going to watch them grow up again. We're going to go on this journey with them from the beginning, with all the detail and the depth and the love that the story deserves. I'm not ready. I'm absolutely not ready. But I'm also the most ready I've ever been for anything in my life. The trailer ends. Hedwig's theme swells. The HBO logo appears. The release date flashes on screen. Christmas, the most magical time of the year, and they're giving us Harry Potter. It's like the universe has looked at the last few years, the anxiety, the tribunal, the burnout, the chaos, and said, here, have this, you've earned it. I sat on my bed, in my room, door locked, tears streaming down my face, and I whispered, thank you. To no one. To everyone. To J.K. Rowling for creating this world. To HBO for giving it the treatment it deserves. To my own battered, anxious, neurodivergent brain for holding on to this story as a lifeline for so many years. So why does this hit so hard? Why did a 2-minute trailer for a TV series make a 52-year-old woman weep like a child? Because Harry Potter is not just a story. It's a sanctuary. It's a warm blanket for a tired brain. It's the place I go when the world is too loud, too bright, and too much. I've talked before about why neurodivergent people rewatch the same stuff over and over. It's about predictability, safety, dopamine, a world that makes sense, where the rules are consistent, where the characters are reliably themselves, where the good guys win and the bad guys lose, and love is always the answer. Harry Potter is the ultimate comfort franchise for brains like mine. It's not just entertainment, it's regulation, it's survival, it's a nervous system settling down after a long, hard day of being on high alert. And this new series, it's not just a remake, it's a promise that the story will continue, that the magic hasn't faded, that the world of Hogwarts will be there for a new generation. And for the rest of us who've been here all along, I think about Archie, my grandson, who's nearly 5 and autistic and absolutely beautiful. I think about watching this series with him one day, curled up on the sofa, explaining the rules of Quidditch, pointing out the different houses, telling him that Luna Lovegood is the best character, and I won't be taking questions on that one. I think about sharing the thing that has brought me so much comfort with the person who has brought me so much joy. And I cry again. Obviously, I'm a mess. The whole episode is just going to be me crying into a microphone, and I'm sorry. But it's not just about Archie, it's about me too. It's about the version of me who first discovered these books in her late 20s, before the burnout, before the A&E panic attacks, before the waiting lists and the tribunals and the long, slow process of understanding her own brain. It's about the version of me who watched the first film in a cinema and felt for the first time in her life that a story was speaking directly to her soul. And it's about the version of me now at 52 who has survived everything life has thrown at her and who still finds pure, uncomplicated joy in the sight of a castle and a boy with a scar. That's what comfort does. It bridges time. It connects past and present selves. It reminds you that you've always been here. You've always been you, and you've always had the capacity for wonder, even on the bad days, even on the worst days. Harry Potter is my bridge, and this trailer just reinforced it in solid gold. So here's my plan for Christmas, and it is very specific, very detailed, very Jenny plan. I will be in my room, door locked, weighted blanket on, cup of tea, possibly hot, possibly cold, who knows, let's not set unrealistic expectations. The blinds will be down, the lights will be low, my phone will be on do not disturb. I will have snacks, probably a selection of gut-friendly treats from my own recipe collection, because I'm nothing if not on brand. And I will press play on the first episode of the HBO Harry Potter series, and I will not move for the entire duration. I will not answer messages, I will not check emails, I will not think about the DWP or the tribunal or the state of the world. I will just be there in Hogwarts where I belong. I might cry again. I almost certainly will cry again. I will probably pause every 10 minutes to explain the law to no one in particular, like a slightly unhinged professor giving a lecture to an empty room. I will point out all the book details that the films missed. I will compare the casting to the versions in my head. I will be completely, utterly, blissfully insufferable about this for at least a month, and I will not apologise for a single second of it. But here's the thing. Joy is rare. Genuine, unfiltered, childlike joy is a precious, fragile thing. And in a world that often feels like it's designed to crush that joy out of you, with bills, with assessments, with the constant grinding pressure to be productive and functional and fine, you have to grab it with both hands. You have to protect it. You have to let it fill you up and warm you from the inside. And that's what this series is for me. It's joy. It's hope. It's a reminder that magic exists, even if it's just the magic of a really good story told really well with a lot of heart. So Christmas, me, my room, my weighted blanket, Harry Potter, it's going to be glorious. And if you need me, you can find me in the common room. I'll be the one crying into a bowl of porridge oats, whispering, I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. So that's it. That's my raw, unfiltered, slightly damp reaction to the new Harry Potter trailer. I cried. I got goosebumps. I felt a level of joy that I haven't felt in a long time. And I'm counting down the days until Christmas like a child with an advent calendar. I want to know if you felt it too. Did you cry? Did you get goosebumps? Did you text your friends at an unreasonable hour, typing in all caps, losing your mind about the floating candles? You can find me on Patreon or buy me a coffee. Links are in the show notes. Tell me your Harry Potter story. Tell me which character you're most excited to see brought to life with more depth. Tell me your plans for the premiere. I want to hear it. I want to share the joy. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone who might need it, especially someone who has an emotional support wizard. Word of mouth is how small shows like this one grow. Until next time, hold on to the things that bring you joy. Protect them. Celebrate them. And if anyone tells you you're too old to be excited about a children's book, you have my full permission to ignore them entirely. This is Anxiously Ever After. I'm Jenny. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go and watch the trailer again for the 47th time. Mischief managed.